You're listening to the Agony Column News Report featuring interviews, phone interviews, reports from live book events and festivals, and conversations with readers. You can find additional news, interviews, book reviews, and more 5 days a week at the Agony Column website at trashotron.com/agony.
Rough seas are nothing new here. Storms in the Bering Strait are notoriously violent and frequent. My friend Devin Vaughn, who walked the Mexican dunes with me, used to work on an aircraft carrier in the late 1980s, and he said that even on such a huge ship, when passing between Alaska and Siberia, veteran sailors would be vomiting. Rogue waves hit the ships so hard that toilets on board blew like geysers. This roughness is partly a function of the sea being shallow. On average, the Bering Sea is only 100 feet deep, negligible compared with the Pacific with an average of 14,000 feet deep, or the Atlantic at an average of 12,800 feet. This water is practically more a veneer than a sea, an epicontinental water body that turns the space between Siberia and Alaska into a wave-amplifying slosh pan. It didn't take much to imagine the sea gone. I drained it back to the Ice Age. I watched it shrink as a dry inland sun warmed us in this rock stack. Back to sea level minimum, 340 feet below now. Water rolled back to the horizon until there was no more, and only land stood before us. This is what it was like here. The land was steppe, generally flat and treeless as it is now. You would have seen woolly mammoths, bison, horses, camels, high-shouldered direwolves, and a variety of rabbits, voles, and glittering little summer butterflies. Researchers drilling into the mucky floors of the Bering Sea have found peat, pollen, and terrestrial sediment, evidence of dry land now under 100 feet of water. "You're writing about the end of the world?" my mom asked, as I rubbed her hands. "That's what you're working on now?" "Kind of," I said, eyes still scanning the foam-waved rollers, seeing them gone. I don't like thinking about that sort of thing," she said. "Do you really think it's going to happen?" "What?" "The end of the world. It's always happening." She frowned at me, a face of many words, most saying, "Don't get smart with me." A sheet of a few hundred murs flew over us, and the chicks below gabbled, their peeps and rustling little wings calling attention. The entire headland sounded like this, the ground a sort of intermittent clamor. The globe used to be laced with land bridges, but for a few short swims you could have walked all the way from Australia to North.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?